Okay, I just started and stopped the audio from Audio Hijack Pro, and let me know if that worked. Clicks again. Okay, so I'm testing the app audio right now. Let me know if that's working. Okay, there it is.
Finally.
How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay, so I stopped and started Audio Hijack Pro.
Audio Hijack Pro. So let me know if that.
Okay, I can't. Yeah, I'm muting you. That's not working for me. You got audio playing. Okay, I think we are back. So I don't know if that was an audio hijack problem or not. That was very interesting. What I don't know from you guys would be great if I'd known is when the clicking was being heard on the Google Hangout, did you hear the clicking on the app? I sure hope somebody was listening who can answer that, because if it was not on the app, then it's not audio hijack. It was both on the app and that. Okay, shoot, that might be an audio hijack problem. Okay, well, let's keep going. We're going to tell this story about Melanie's computer if it kills me. Thank you for staying with me. Unfortunately, when you stop the broadcast, it saves it and it buttons it up and posts it to YouTube. So now there's going to be two. There's part 1 and part 2. How exciting. All right, here we go. Uh-oh, New York Linda needs voice, Steve. All right, let me ask Steve a question here. Okay, all right, here we go. Happened when you started to record. Well, that would be interesting. But I've been recording a lot, so let's see if hopefully it doesn't happen again. Here we go. This week I was really excited when my friend Melanie sent me a photo of her laptop screen. It was a photo of a sad little question mark folder on the boot up screen of her mid-2012 MacBook Pro. I was excited because Steve got me the 70-piece iFixit Pro Tech Toolkit for Christmas, and I was itching to break something open with it. I did make the appropriate sad noises to her, and I had her bring it over. She was willing to buy a new laptop if needed. She actually thought her machine was older than it actually is. It was pretty obvious that the simple problem was that her hard drive had died. I said to her, "Well, you have been running your backups, right?" To which she replied happily, "Yes, only 28 days ago. That's really good for me." Oh well, no tragedy in her book, I guess. She also told me that the machine had been running really slowly lately. I suggested that instead of putting in another spinning hard drive, I should put in a solid-state drive. She told me I was authorized up to $600. I assured her I could put in a 500 gigabyte SSD for under $300, and she was delighted. I loaned her an older MacBook I had lying around, and that kind of amazed her that I had an extra computer, and I sent her on her merry way. I bought her the 480 gigabyte OWC Mercury Electra 6G SSD, because that's better than 3G, right? Anyway, I don't know what that means, but it's supposed to be a fast one. And I selected next day shipping. Out the door, $277.34. Then it was off to iFixit and OWC to find out how hard this swap of the drive was going to be. Well, sadly, it's a really easy repair. You take the back screws off, lift off the back. It doesn't even have any annoying little clips you have to do. Unplug power to the battery so you don't, send any power in the wrong directions, mecking around in there. You take out 2 screws that hold in the drive and unplug the drive from the cable. Luckily, the 4 little standoff screws on the drive are Torx 6, so I did get to use that driver and a small Phillips from my iFixit kit with her awesome driver. Oh, I get to use a spudger from the kit as well. I think my total round trip time was like 15 minutes. I reversed the procedure to button it back up. I knew when I booted that I'd have to go into recovery mode because the SSD did not have an operating system on it. No problem, Command R on boot, go into disk utility to format the new drive, and it wasn't there. How on earth could that be? Next, I connected a lovely little external SSD that George from Tulsa gave me that had Yosemite on it, and I booted the Mac externally, and again, no internal drive was showing in disk utility. Then I had an awful thought. What if it wasn't the drive? I connected the old hard drive to the Mac using an external cabling setup, and it spun up like a champ and was completely fine. So that was pretty baffling. What the heck is wrong? If the drive is fine, the Mac is fine, because it boots fine from an external drive and its own external drive, and it boots from the recovery partition. What's wrong? Time to head to the Googles. I searched on MacBook Pro won't boot from internal drive, and I found an Apple discussion forum with 124 responses across 9 pages where people were reporting that the hard drive cable can actually be at fault. And it was specific to 2012 MacBook Pro, so I thought that was pretty interesting. But I thought it sounded like hooey. How could a cable go bad? There's no moving parts, no way any dust or dirt. Really, how could that get into the connector inside there? No way that it's getting flexed. Seemed like it was impossible. But there were 124 people talking about it. Luckily, right around this time, my friend Mario, who is a 35-year Unix sysadmin and a Mac head, and he's opened more computers than I could even describe. He came over and we looked around. We looked at that cable and we couldn't see anything wrong with it. But people said there was just something wrong with that 2012 MacBook Pro cable. So I looked it up, found it on Amazon for a mere $30. So I threw in $5 shipping to get it same day. I figured it's Melanie's money, right? Guess what? It worked. Immediately, her Mac was up and humming along with the old hard drive. I figured since she said her Mac was slow anyway, and she would be willing to drop $600 on fixing it, she wouldn't mind keeping the sub-$300 SSD. I popped that in, formatted it, installed OS X on it, and then migrated her user right over from her old hard drive. I'm absolutely baffled to this day on how a cable could go bad. But actually, after I wrote this up, Donald Burr suggested it could be heat. And that's interesting. But it does seem to be kind of associated with this particular model, so that's kind of interesting. I figured I'd add my voice to the stories of the internet, so I went back over to that discussion forum, and I also told them that the same thing fixed the problem for me. I figure if I could help save someone else a pile of money and trouble where a $30 cable can fix, and fix it, that's a good day. Consider you touched the cable when you swapped the drive out. But Alistair, it didn't work before I opened the box. It wasn't me touching it that broke it. It was dead beforehand. There's nothing wrong with the hard drive. So I don't know. Now we're talking about Earl Grey tea. I think we bought some once just so we could be like Picard. All right. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. So, I think I said hi to Todd Peppercorn when he first came in, but I want to say hi again because we had a fun conversation last night, and I know I owe you some information. And actually, what I was messing around with doing on GarageBand, that might help you even more than what I sent you about Skype. Actually, I can answer your question real quickly. The reason I showed you how to do it on Skype and I didn't record I recorded with Audio Hijack Pro is because I do my Skype session separately, and then I put that into, I assemble that into GarageBand. I probably could record into GarageBand, but I just never, I don't think it would save me a step because I still have to assemble it, so I'd have to export it and then bring it back in. If that didn't answer your question, I can send you an email too. All right, here we go. Save. Remember last week when I had Chris Ashley on the show and I was complaining about how Siri wouldn't recognize my daughter's name, even though it was my fault because she got married and changed her name? Well, Chris said that on Windows Phone you can assign a nickname, so he has his daughter set up as Baby Girl. I was bemoaning the fact that you couldn't do that on the iPhone. Luckily, Michael Price jumped into our Google Plus community, check it out at podfeed.com/Google Plus, and he corrected me. Here's what he wrote. The Contacts app does have a nickname field. You may need to enable it via the templates on the preferences. Then you can use the nickname to make a call. For example, I simply say, "Hey Siri, call the Evil Queen mobile." And Siri replies, "Calling Catherine Price mobile." Well, that sounded swell. I really like that idea that Michael told me, but for the life of me, I could not find anything in the Contacts app or in settings for contacts to enable nicknames. I wrote back to Michael and explained that I was going to need a Clarify tutorial to find it, because his word description didn't do the trick. Michael responded immediately by creating a Clarify document with a few simple screenshots, some arrows and number sequence buttons to help me follow along. He added some words in each step for a title and hit the button to push the instructions up to clarify-it.com. He dropped the link back into the Google Plus community, and now everyone can do it. And of course, there is a link in the show notes on how to do this. His instructions were so clear and concise, I was able to create a nickname for Lindsay, so now when I say, call my daughter, for the first time ever, it actually works. Thanks so much, Michael. I found out some side effects too, which you may or may not like, just something you should know about. Once you have a nickname for someone, they show up as that everywhere. If you miss a call, it shows their nickname. Got an email from them? It shows their nickname. Text message? Yep, shows their nickname. This is cool, but in Michael's case, it means if his wife sees his phone, she'll know he calls her Evil Queen, so use at your own risk. If you would like to help people quickly in a way that's easy and fun for you and makes you look like a genius, head on over to clarify-it.com and check out the free trial of Clarify. Be sure to tell them where you heard about it when you inevitably buy the software. All right. Oh, okay. I was about to answer you, Steve. Okay, good. Glad Alpha Geek Radio is live. Yay, Alpha Geek Radio. Okay. Time for some music. We are getting close to time, so we probably won't end up saving any 44th Street Long. You know, somebody sent in some dumb questions, and I haven't gotten around to reading them and understanding the answers. So let's see, that's not it. Intro, outro? No, that's dumb question. That goes there. And now let's go find. I figured something out. My voice has been crackly ever since I had that cold in whenever it was, November. But I figured out that I can actually force my voice to sound non-crackly. I don't know, Steve. Why don't you ask that question? Steve just asked me a good question, and I guess that you guys connected. DHS Holly, are you friends with DHS Darcy? And if so, what does DHS mean? Okay, that's that about there. About time for symbols check, Steve. Get ready. All right, Todd, you leaving? Got to pick up kids from basketball. Todd, so glad you could make it. It was a lot of fun talking to you last night. I had a really good time. So anytime I can help somebody up, I think with anything, and especially podcasting, you got to help the other guy up because somebody's pulling me up on the other side. So. Let me see what Alistair is saying. I don't know if I buy that, Alistair. Okay, so I'm going to check what Alistair is saying in here. Because, by the way, did you just hear my phone? It's in Do Not Disturb. Just so you know. Okay. Yeah. Well, there's a step missing in whatever you just said, Alistair. Oh, there. Oh, you're saying to I see what you're saying, Alistair. You're saying once you set up a nickname. By the way, the trick to getting the nickname is you can't do it on the phone. You have to do it on the Mac. Once you enable that, it works. So you said prefer nicknames. What he's saying is that there's a switch to turn prefer nicknames on and off. But I wonder what that means. Does that mean that it won't answer me if I do prefer nicknames? Oh, you're saying short name. What is short name? I don't know what that means. Yeah, but prefer nicknames, what does that do? Does that mean if I turn off prefer nicknames, he won't tell me or she won't answer or won't give me Lindsay when I say daughter? I wonder. When you inevitably buy the software. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Chit Chat Across the Pond, and we have... All right, how are the symbols, Steve? All right. Always use... I wonder what that means, though. Snapping so... Oh, Steve. Yeah, I'm a lot like him. Okay. And then it was an hour and 15-minute chit-chat. So we're at... Oh, good Lord. That might be a record. Hour and 43 minutes. Whew. Whoops. It's on the wrong track. Let me move that up. You missed it? Well, that's not my fault. I gave you a warning. You're funny, Steve. I think the symbols were perfect. assume it's for display purposes only. Okay. You like the swanky lead-in? I didn't, definitely didn't write that. That's built into GarageBand. All right, here we go.
And happy computing and happy networking.
Well, after I got off the horn with Bart, I thought I should double check that stat on how many iPhones per second Apple sold, because I did that one from memory from something I heard on another podcast over on SMR Podcast. Anyway, I think I said it was 6 sold per second, but let's do the math. Tim Cook said they sold 34,000 per hour. If we divide that by 60 minutes per hour divided by 60 seconds per minute, that's 9.4 iPhones a second, almost 10 iPhones per second every second of 3 months. Wow. Well, in other news, I also double-checked my new 3 terabyte drive, and sure enough, it is from Seagate. And since I bought it about 4 months ago, I figured it's got a good 1 more month before it dies. So that's good news, too. But that's going to wind us up for the week. Many thanks to our sponsor for helping pay the bills, the makers of Clarify over at clarify-it.com. Do not forget to send in your dumb questions. By the way, someone sent me in some dumb questions, and I do have them. I haven't answered you yet, but I haven't forgotten. I've just got it open because I haven't had a chance to figure out the answers. Anyway, send me dumb questions, comments, and suggestions. Email me at allison@podfeet.com. Follow me on Twitter @podfeet. As I mentioned before, check out the NosillaCast Google Plus community. We have so much fun over there. I get a lot of help myself there, so I'm sure you can get people to help you too. If you want to join in the fun of the live show, who came in? But I'm not sure Muddy has been here before, and DHS Darcy and DHS Holly made a rare duo appearance here this week. So it was fun having Peter from Germany, and Mish was in here from England because we had it early. Could do it before everybody fell asleep in Europe. So this was a lot of fun. And anyway, if you want to do that, normally, and from next week forward, head on over to podfeet.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic NosillaCastaways. Thanks for listening, and stay subscribed. Spy Gusher, are we friends on Fitbit? I'll get you walking. Kevin, take your ears off. I forgot to tell you earlier. All right. Oh, you're not going to do what I think you're going to do.
Come on, dogs.
Oh, we got 2 doggies. Dodger. Hi, Dodger. Can you see Dodger? Oh, you can't see him. Dodger. Uh-oh, you're not going to lift Dodger.
Hey, Dodger.
Up. There's Dodger.
Yay, Dodger.
Dodger's a big black lab of my daughter's. She's being shy. She's been on the show before. All right, let me hear the end. Stay subscribed. Wait, I just heard a creaky noise. Okay, that was just locally. Puppy! That's Dodger. He's staying with us for the weekend so my daughter can play with my son, where he can't have dogs at his apartment for some silly reason. You can have a dog if it's under 15 pounds, I think. So you can only have the kind that have that nice high-pitched bark. So that's special. Let's see. On Saturday, so that all of the... Oh. And this is show number 508. Well, we're recording on Saturdays. Runkeeper's an app a lot of people like Muddy for training. I haven't ever done it, but I hear it's fun too. 15, and this is show number 508. Well, we're recording... All right, there we go. Got the recording done. So you don't do in Fitbit. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to do when... I don't know what I'm going to do when I get my Apple Watch. I may have to give up all my Fitbit friends. Is that where she made that awesome soup? No, she's just up visiting for the weekend. All right, so do I have any stitching to do? Yes, I do. Let me shrink this down. All right, let's stitch those together. This is going to be a marathon show. Hope people have... Wait, what did I just stitch together? Oh, that was okay. All right, that's all right. Whew. All right. That's good. Hope, it's so funny. Nobody has ever complained the show is too long. Share, export, song to disk, export. And out to there, and we are a wrap. All right, guys, it is 2:05. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for coming at a special time. It looks like everybody had a good time. We had a lively crowd here, and I am going to say goodbye to Alpha Geek Radio first. So get ready to release the channel, Steve. And goodbye, Alpha Geek Radio. Thanks for coming. All right. And next, I think I will cut off the app, because the app has been up all the time. Goodbye, everybody listening on the app. Hopefully there'll be a new app soon, Donald. Goodbye. And finally, we will wave goodbye from the video. Goodbye, everybody. It was fun. Thanks for coming.